Scene 3. Ichabod's house in the dead of night. Ichabod reads a book by the fire, smoking from a long, slender pipe into the wistful, midnight living room air. In the sitting in contemplative thought rocking chair opposite him is Cornwall, a former pupil of Ichabod's, now a young man of college age that Ichabod has chosen to mentor.
Ichabod, do you mind if I inquire something of you?
Ichabod sets the book aside, visibly annoyed, scoffing at his friend.
At this late hour, my young dear Cornwall, where is your sense of decency? I have asked you into my home for a spat of wisdom-building midnight reading, in silence, nothing more than that. Today was tiresome, and I am in no mood to play folly to inquests we both know will be about a mythical headless horseman.
I meant no offense, sir.
Intended or not, your lack of manners has engendered in me substantial offense.
It's just, my mom was asking if perhaps you'd be so kind as to join us some evening for dinner at our homestead.
Ichabod sits back, genuinely surprised that the line of questioning has led them here.
Apologies. I should not have snapped at you in a manner such as that.
Forgiven, sir. It would make my parents and myself quite honored to have you in our home for the Marie Antoinette solstice and pumpkin-smashing jamboree.
A most vile holiday and stomach-churning celebration, to say the least.
Pick and choose your battles, sir. You cannot lambast every holiday in a village and still call that village home.
I will lambast what I please. You may be a budding young intellect, but you've no right to devour me in your insolent banter. I am the wisest mind at Sleepy Hollow, and all should look to me for approval.
Cornwall stands up, throwing his book into the fire, spitting embers from the fiery roar.
Stand down, Ichabod!
Ichabod stands up as well, spilling his rocking chair onto the wood with much racket. He also tosses his book into the fire.
It is you, Maleficent Horn Jameson Cornwall the Sixth, who will stand down to me!
You are a fiend to I and anyone you should be teaching. You may be a wise and scholarly man, but you're dumb as a suckling infant when it comes to understanding people.
Ichabod walks over to a nearby bookshelf, grabbing a stack of books. He hurries back to the fireplace and tosses all of them in. Sparks and flame flurry about in the air between the two men.
And those were my favorite books! All of them! That should illustrate the severity of my anger and disappointment with you right now!
Cornwall steps back from Ichabod. He sighs with disappointment and crosses his arms.
I'm merely attempting to help you relate to people. Your impassioned arrogance blinds you to reason.
I cannot be blind to reason in a town that believes in celebrating the death of French royalty by shattering gourds in the streets. Nor will I listen to a boy who believes that a spectral horseman with no head is wandering the forest on a murderous rampage. I am the voice of reason in Sleepy Hollow.
The horseman is real. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
You may have seen something, but I can assure you, without hesitation, that heretofore deceased men do not simply stand back up and go on a murderous rampage. I will uncover the origins of this murderer, and I will prove to everyone in this drooling bucket of ardent tomfoolery that there is no such thing as a f***ing ghost.
Open your mind, sir. There is a world of witches and demons outside our walls, whether you choose to believe it or not.
Then please go and find one so that you may curse me dead where I stand.
Cornwall steps back toward Ichabod, places a friendly hand on his shoulder to quiet him.
I pray to the Iron Lord nightly that his steely countenance will seek pity on you and help you see the error of your cantankerous ways.
And I pray nightly to Lord Isaac Newton that he might drop an apple tree on your head and help you see the error-believing old fisherman stories passed about at Hollow's Wharf over too many pints of mead.
The fitting rejoinder. Well parried.
Thank you.
A gust of wind blows open the door, slamming it into the frame. Ghostly whispers rise around them in a most foreboding fashion. Cornwall walks backward toward the open door, speaking ominously as he moves.
You'll see the truth, Ichabod. For both our sakes, let us hope that you see that truth before it costs you the head on your shoulders.
Cornwall exits, closing the door behind him, leaving Ichabod in the living room next to a roaring fire, fueled by the pages of his literature.
Damn, I really like those books. Perhaps I am a bit prickly, a bit off-putting to people, because I think I'm of a higher intellect than they are.
No shit.
Sleep on it, and come morning I will double my efforts to out the horseman as a murderous fraud.